It's the weekly show about Pro AV with the hottest news in the AV industry. It's rAVe TV. Give it up for Steph and Gary. Steph and Gary.
Good morning, everyone. How's it going out there, Steph?
It's going well. How are you, Gary?
I'm doing well. A lot of travel, but I'm in the office today, so I'm excited to be back in North Carolina for a little while.
For a minute.
Yeah, exactly. It's a busy season, you know. There's not a lot of big shows, but there's a lot of small things going on.
Yeah, a lot of small things going on indeed. And then I'm going on vacation next week. I'm very excited. Yep. This is my first vacation all year. I think that I was going to get in trouble if I didn't take it because I looked at
Are you going to disclose the location now, or are you going to wait till after your vacation?
I mean, I'll tell you guys, I'm going to Savannah, Georgia. So if anyone has any recommendations of things I should do, feel free to send them along. I love tourist stuff. Like, I love a tourist trap. I am ready to sit on that trolley and I am going to listen to all the lore that I've heard many times before in the times that I've gone there. I'm doing like a proper walk through guided tour of the Bonaventure Cemetery. Mm-hmm. And then for the rest of the time, I think I'm just going to eat. So
can I make a recommendation?
Yeah, of course.
Are you a fast reader? I think you are. You're a fast reader, aren't you? Yeah. So you should buy the book Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil.
Wait, I bought that book in preparation for this trip.
You should read the book. You need to go ahead and read it. And then you can go to all the places that are mentioned in the book because it's based on a true story.
Wait, we're going to do that. That's why we're doing the tour of the cemetery.
One of my favorite books
also,
of all time.
They eat at this restaurant called Clary's Cafe. Mm-hmm. And I've been there and we're going to go eat at Clary's and then we're going to go to the cemetery after that. So yeah, we're doing that based on the book. So
yeah. Okay. And you should also go to Tybee Island, Georgia, which is where a lot of the stuff happens in the book.
Okay.
Which is right outside of Savannah. It's neat. And Tybee Island's kind of cool because if you wade out in the water to about waist deep and you shuffle your feet, you'll pick up sand dollars like crazy.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So it'll be 100% hit. I've never talked to anyone who went there did not get sand
and
dollars.
Didn't get a sand dollar. That's so cool.
Yep. So I think you're gonna have a great time, and I think it's gonna be exciting, and I'm excited for you. Take a vacation. You need a vacation, so you'll be stuck with just me next week on rAVe TV. So you get what you get. But I'll do my best to make you to make the show interesting. And we got a lot going on in the industry right now. So it's a good time for rAVe TV.
Abby just texted me and she said, "Well, I went and I didn't get a sand dollar."
She probably didn't know what she was doing. You got to shuffle your feet. You got to shuffle the feet.
Yeah, Abby's was user error. Sorry, Abby.
Cockpit error. There you go.
Well, anyway, let's get on to the AV stuff. So today we got a launch and learn at 2 p.m. Eastern, and this is AV's superpower in live events, all about how these are emotional experiences and how we in AV can create emotional experiences for people. And this is worth one CTS, CTSD, or CTSI RU. So if you need some, come on and come get it. It's going to be probably about hour and a half, I would say. So yeah, it's going to be a great time and we hope you guys join.
Yep. I'm excited about it. And hey, by the way, we should give a little plug because you did go see some music or hear some music last night. Hear some music last night.
I did.
And it's the son of someone in our industry.
Yes. So Sonal, who is at DSC, Sonal Patel, I went and saw her stepson's band, Quarters of Change. We found out that her stepson was in a band and that he was on tour. And one of the tour stops was in Durham, North Carolina, like a mile from my apartment. So me and Kirsten went last night and they were good. They were really good. It was kind of like the 1975 meets Muse meets the Killers. So it was a good band. So highly recommend listening to Quarters of Change.
Well, good. Congratulations. I think that's kind of cool whenever we can do something like that. But
yeah, exactly.
So one other thing I want to mention before we jump into the news is for those of you who are in Southern California. I'm going to be in Southern California on October 8th, I believe it is. I'm going to double check that date. I'm pretty sure it's October. Yep, October 8th. I'll be in Southern California for the E4 experience. It's one of the fall stops of the E4 experience. So if you want to sign up, see me live and see me do a keynote, that keynote is about 4 new technologies and 9 new products that are going to change our industry forever. One of those technology stuff is Cloud AV. And we're going to have a guest on today that's going to talk a little bit about that. So we'll talk about that later. But
Nice.
yeah, if you want to see me live and if you're in Southern California, Santa Anaheim on October 8th, the E4 experience, you get free breakfast, free lunch, 10 CTS RUs for attending.
Nice.
And there's a trade show floor with a bunch of new products, including a bunch of 8K stuff, which was kind of interesting.
Okay.
In Boston, there was more than one 8K display. In fact, Sony had an 8K micro LED, which was nice. So there's a lot of stuff going on, a lot of AI products that were shown. One of the most popular sessions was the Microsoft Teams Room session. So yeah, if you're in Southern California, join me. I hope you will.
Very nice. It's gonna be good.
So let's jump into the news.
Yeah.
The first story we have is the fact that Shure has introduced Shure Cloud. Now they had teased us about this already and talked about it a little bit on some earlier shows and introduced like a sort of an early version of this, but they have launched their cloud. Now they don't have it for the entire Shure product line, but they've started with the Microflex ecosystem and the IntelliMix Room DSP software system for licenses. And what's nice about that, so here's the deal, Steph. Cloud offers a really good opportunity for our industry. However, our industry is scared of it. So I'm gonna just put this right out there. Manufacturers are ahead of the integrators on this. The integrators don't know how to manage, don't really know how to use the cloud.
Okay.
They really don't know how to leverage it. They certainly aren't white labeling it, which is where the opportunities are for them to make money.
Right.
If you look at the revenue being generated by services, it's still very low, and they haven't really leveraged cloud management and remote management the way that a lot of companies, I think, would like to see it done. Now, Shure is you had Legrand, right? That decided to go with Excite for their cloud management of all their products, right? For all the different product lines that they're going to do. And then you have Shure. So these are 2 big brands back to back that have announced cloud systems. I think we have some momentum here, but I will tell you that it's going to be very slow. I think that the growth of cloud in our industry is unfortunately going to be a lot slower than all of us wish it was going to be. But I do think, with Legrand being a glue company and Shure being, a leader in audio, if not the biggest audio company, that's a big boost to cloud AV and services for our industry. And it's something that integrators really need to embrace because, as you know, Steph, I've been working with one of the top 5 integrators in the world. And they're now, in the time that I've been working with them, they've gone from about 18% of their sales and services now to about 40%. And that's because of leveraging stuff like the cloud, but also, being proactive at selling services, which is a lot harder to do than selling products. If I put something in front of you and say, sell this, you can point to it, you can make it's tangible sale. But if I say, sell this, it's very difficult. It's a different kind of sale to sell that. So I think it's one of the things I talk about in my keynote at E4, though, Steph.
It's selling magic.
In a way, it is kind of like selling magic, but there's great opportunity for our industry, right?
Yeah.
So, in fact, we have a guest, I believe. Is that we ready for the guest? Kayye? Perfect. We look at this. We got him on. Everything's good. Ronald Rousseau from Shure of all kinds. Timing could not have been better for you, Ron. How are you doing?
How are you, everybody?
You doing well?
I'm doing very well. Very excited to be here with everyone this morning.
Well, tell us what's up and what we can expect, and tell us a little bit more about it, and educate us.
All right. Well, we're really excited to be launching Shure Cloud this week. As Gary mentioned, we're starting off with our Microflex, our conferencing portfolio. but we're really excited about just the new services and capabilities that we're going to be able to provide to our users. So what Shure Cloud is an attempt to aggregate all of our web services in one place. So anything that you do with Shure that encompasses the web, we want to bring all that together in one place. So you'll be able to log in. Once you log in, because we have a relationship with you, we'll know what to show you. We'll aggregate and make it a seamless experience. So one of the things that we have right now is like two sorts of logins. If you have a Shure ID, you can use that to log in and get access to some basic applications. But we also have a business account where you can call in. It's a verified business account. You call in, and we create what we call an organization for you. And in the organization, you really are in the driver's seat. So you can go in there and you can, we'll have it create an account for you, but you can invite other people in your organization to be able to do different things. And we'll talk about the different things. I'm just going to ask, can I share my screen?
Yes, you can. You can share your screen. And while you're sharing your screen, I want to make sure that people understand that this is like Gen 1. This is the first generation of what you're going to do. I've been given a little sneak peek of what you're going to do in the future, and this is the beginning of something big for sure. And what you're doing is providing a lot of the services you have been providing, wrapping them up into sort of one wrapper and giving you one single login to have access to all that, and one single management platform, which I think is the key, right? To have one single management platform. So let's go ahead and share. Are you ready to share your screen yet?
I am.
All right, good. We got it up right now.
We see it.
Yep.
So one of the exciting things about this is that this will work on your PC, your Mac, your mobile device, your tablet. So you can get access to this anywhere you are as long as you have connectivity. So this is what Shure Cloud landing page looks like. You log in, type my password in.
And this is cool because we're doing this real time.
We can actually see how this works.
9:12 a.m. And this is actually a live demo here. So we're going to see. We're going to stress test the system a little bit for you in real time.
Well, I mean, you know what? This is one of the things I love about it, right? It's not some machine in a lab. It's like real. This is what you would actually see.
Yeah.
So let me go through some of the features real quick. So like, as I said, right, you'd call in Shure and say, hey, I want Shure Cloud. We set it up for you. There's one individual that has basically, we call it the domain admin. And you can see here, right, it's very intuitive. Here's a summary of all the users. I can have user groups. And then here's an explanation of the roles and permissions. We really like this UX. It's real simple. It's mobile adaptive. And let me go in here real quick and I can show you how easy it is to use. So I have a list here of all the users that I have. But if I want to invite a new user, it's all the stuff that you would expect, right?
Right.
Username, last name, email, and I pick a role for that user. So that person maybe just is doing license admin. I pick that.
So basically, if I've got an IT department or an AV department and one person's only in charge of commissioning products, they'd have a limited functionality just for that. If another person's in charge of restarting a room and restarting all the equipment because they're having a problem in a particular facility, they'd have access to that, and so on and so forth. I can give limited access.
Exactly. And then, this is feedback that we've gotten from the industry about what they're looking for. So this is it. You just send it, and it's the same thing that you used to, right? You get a link, you click on the link, you set up your passphrases, you're ready to go. And then it's as simple as this too. If I have a user that's no longer part of my organization and I just want to revoke access, it's that simple. If I want to add the user to a group, it's that simple. So all the stuff that you would be expecting. Now, one thing we added to Shure Cloud is as we're building this out, as you're using it, let's say you have a new feature that you'd like, or you see something that you'd like to change. We have the feature request button right here. Just click it, and that feedback comes to me. We take a look at it, and maybe it's something that we already have or something that we add to the roadmap. So that's the user management. Now, the other thing we have in Shure is we have licenses. So like we have our IntelliMix Rule DSP.
Yep.
And as you can see, we have license groups. So today, unfortunately, yesterday, you had to call us if you had any questions about your licenses. But now, if you sign up for a Shure Cloud account, oh, by the way, did I mention it's free?
No, you didn't.
No,
I was
you
going to
didn't.
ask you how you pay for
free.
that.
Yeah. So when you sign up, once you verified who we are, you aggregate all the licenses we currently have and put them in one location for us?
Yep. And
That's
so
substantial. Yeah.
that puts you in the driver's seat, right?
Yeah.
So right here, you can see, here's my 8-channel licenses. Here are my 16 channel licenses, how many I purchased, how many activated, how many are remaining, the license ID, and when it expires. It's like simple, clear to understand, and you're in the driver's seat. You no longer have to call Shure. So right here, what you're looking at are the endpoints where these licenses have been deployed. So here's the name of the PC, its MAC address, what type of license it is, when it expires. And today, one of the pain points that we have is if for some reason the device breaks or it's no longer accessible, how do you get the licenses off? So we're going to have something, it's not enabled yet, but where you can decommission the license. So you can get the license back, it goes back into your pool, and it allows the customer to really be in the driving seat, right? I got my licenses, I can go and do this by myself, or I can delegate someone to do it. So that's the simple overview of
I have a couple of questions that have come up from people who are viewers. Are there APIs for this so that if I am using a different cloud management platform, I can layer that on top of what you're doing here so I don't have to have multiple windows open at the same time?
Great question. So let me answer that by showing you where we have apps right here. So this whole platform is built off of REST API that we built and we make available as a separate product. But this is all built off an API, and we plan to have third-party integrations here so that if you just want to be able to grab that information and use it in your single pane of glass application.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about.
We got that for you. So
obviously, that's a big, I like that because I'm a big fan of what Excite's doing and the fact that they've got multiple companies already bought into their platform, big brands and small brands alike. They've got, probably 30 or 40 companies now. And I think them providing that single pane of glass, but still having control of Shure Cloud, I think is a big deal. A second question that came up is, when will we see this in some of the other product lines? Like I know you rolled it out in the first with the Microflex and IntelliMix. When will we see it, for example, in STEM audio or maybe some of the other products that are out there?
So great question, but the two questions kind of go together, right?
Okay.
So what we did was we built an API. So we have the hooks into our products to bring them to Shure Cloud. So it's just, we're working as fast as we can to bring all of that in. But my role as a product manager is basically if you say Shure on it and it has an Ethernet, we want to bring it to the cloud. So all of these products will be coming. They're in the roadmap. We're working on it, and we're sharing out with your audience. Even the legacy stuff that we really can't build to be IoT, we'll have those products on there. So we're really committed to this platform, and not only do we want to bring the new products in, but we want to whatever things that you purchased before, we also want to make those available here.
Well, I want to thank you, Ronald, for coming and doing this. This is the world's first live demo of Shure Cloud to the audience. I appreciate you picking rAVe TV. You've been a great partner with us since we started rAVe TV 3 years ago, since the very beginning. So I want to thank you and your team. Congratulations on what you've done here, and we look forward to seeing this. As you heard me when you were backstage, I'm a big fan of Cloud AV, and I'm frustrated that it's being adopted so slowly by the integrators in our industry. But I think that big brands like you and Legrand and others, Bose just announced a cloud, Planar recently announced cloud. I mean, so I think some big Avacore, some big brands have done that, and I think that's going to help catapult the adoption of Cloud AV.
Well, I want to thank you for giving us the opportunity to share this with the world. And you are the first, and we are the first doing this with you. Before I go, I did want to show you real quick, if you
go
could,
for it. Yeah, we'll pop it up
screen
there
back
again.
up again.
Yeah, we are.
Show you our device management. So
Okay.
You can see, we have several devices online. We can monitor those. One of the things I'm really excited about is how fast we can bring the devices online. So we're making the firmware on the devices IoT native. So that allows you to bring the devices online. You can see the statuses. Lots of exciting things on here. The product we felt is in a usable form, but we are adding new capabilities and new devices. We have things like notifications for battery levels, device missing, this device found. A lot of input from our customers, and we're super excited about launching this platform.
I love it. I think it's great. Ronald, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thanks for joining us. Of course, you can learn more about this. Well, we have an article that we describe the details of this on ravepubs.com, but of course, you can just go over to Shure and check out Shure Cloud. It's on their homepage right now. Congratulations to Ronald and your team. I know you've got a team backing you up doing a lot of the work here, and I know it's not a single person's job, and so congratulations. I look forward to seeing how it develops between now and ISE too. I think we're going to see some additions and some cool things added to it. And Ronald, thanks for joining us. Steph, that was a great demo, was it not?
Yeah,
Was that not perfect timing?
Awesome.
That was perfect timing for what we were talking about. Yeah. So
exactly.
Let's jump into the other news for the day, because we got a lot of other stuff to cover. Just yesterday, in addition to Shure introducing Shure Cloud, Immersive actually added wireless streaming to consumer television, smart TVs with an Android app, which is nice.
Called Immersive Smart.
Yep, Immersive Smart. There you go. And Aver, on another note, Aver is working on converting their product line, their entire product line, to be eco-friendly, using less virgin plastic, right? And they've talked about which cameras are. So if you're in the market for sustainability and maintaining that sustainability while buying new products, they have started with the TR535 and TR535N dual lens cameras. Those are both dual lens cameras, have two lenses. And those are, and of course, speaking of Aver, they've got a sizzling summer heat sale. And I'll tell you that even though it's almost the end of September, today it's going to be 85 degrees. So I don't
summer's continuing.
Summer. For a limited time, it's only everything is 10% off, or I shouldn't say everything. Most of their products are 10% off. So this is a great opportunity. It only lasts until Monday, though. So they're ending it at the end of September. So this is a good time to take a look at Aver. They've got you covered on all the products and all the applications, from healthcare to higher education to corporate UCC applications. You can check all that out at averusa.com. Steph, I want to see this interview you had with my buddy Scott Hicks. Scott and I've known each other for almost 30 years. His father was one of the founders of InFocus. For those of you who remember that brand, they were like the Kleenex of projectors. And you got a chance to sit down last week with the CEO of Avacore and talk about what they're doing.
Yeah, they got some big news. So I'm going to go ahead and roll this interview so you can see what me and Scott talked about.
All right.
You're muted, Carrie.
Hey everyone, and for this next segment of rAVe TV, I'm thrilled to have on Scott Hicks, CEO of Avacore. How you doing, Scott? Welcome.
I'm great, Steph. It's great to be here. Thanks for having me.
Of course. So you guys had some big news. In August, we posted a story that AUO Display Plus intends to acquire Avacore. So tell me a little bit more and updates about what's going on.
Fantastic. Well, we did announce that was the intent, and I can excitedly and proudly tell you, as of September 1, we are officially Avacore, an AUO company. So we were fully acquired by AUO, one of the largest display manufacturers in the world.
That's awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So tell me a little bit about how this acquisition might impact your operations and your long-term strategy at Avacore.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, this is a journey that actually started long before the actual acquisition. About 2.5 years ago, Avacore began to look at the display industry, and certainly we've been known for the last 9 years as a leader in the interactive flat panel and large format display space. Was looking for both an investor and frankly a partner that I felt had a lot of synergy to Avacore, but more importantly, as this market begins to mature and we start to see interactive display cross that chasm to its early majority, could provide a lot of value to ensure long-term stability to our company. And I was very fortunate to have a relationship with the CEO of what is one of the largest manufacturers, over 8 billion in revenue, of LCD displays in the world. So they both lead in LCD across so many categories in commercial, automotive, consumer, medical, retail, and of course in our education and enterprise space. And so to have them begin to have discussions with me actually 2.5 years ago, where they made their first investment in Avacore, and then some of the key milestones is about 1.5 years ago, I did in fact take over an acting position as the general manager worldwide for AUO Display Plus in running their education enterprise group, which Avacore fit into. And then, as we just mentioned earlier, roughly 3 weeks ago, they actually went all the way in and acquired the company. And so for us, what it really does is positions Avacore for long-term success. We now have behind us a parent company, as I mentioned before, controls one of the most critical parts of the value chain and the most expensive component and technology-wise critical piece of a display, which is the LCD itself, or LED. So we now have a company where we control that part of the value chain. We can also now move to a full solution, develop everything from IPDs to prosumer displays to large format LED to digital signage, all of which began to unfold at Infocom when we started showing that expanded breadth of product portfolio through Avacore because of AUO Display Plus. And then on top of that, when you consider an $8 billion global leader, the supply chain that is in place through AUO Display Plus is second to none. So you begin to put these pieces of the value chain together, a key component, a developer, a full solution provider, a brand like Avacore with access to distributors and resellers and end users around the world. We fundamentally are controlling all the key areas of the value chain, which we do believe will lead to long-term competitive advantage and, most importantly, a high degree of value for our channel partners and the end users that really love to have Avacore in their classrooms and conference rooms on a daily basis.
Yeah, and you touched on this a little bit, but in what ways do you think the acquisition is going to impact your customer base, and how do you kind of help ensure, you've already kind of been doing this, but how do you help ensure that seamless transition?
Yeah, well, first question, how does it help our customer base? And we look at our customers in a couple of ways. There are channel partners, which are very valued customers to us, because that is the extension of Avacore into the market. So whether it's our valued distributors or our resellers that they help to support that are taking care of those end users, what ADP brings to us, or AUO Display Plus, is frankly speed of innovation, cost competitiveness, operational efficiency globally as well as regionally. So all of the things that if you're a reseller, distributor, or end user, you look for in a brand if it's going to be a long-term company that you work with. And so we think there's nothing but tremendous upside to what this means for all of our customers at the channel level and end user level. And then certainly for Avacore moving forward with AUO Display Plus, it is transforming our company almost overnight. You know, we already had fundamentally what I'll call a semi-global footprint. We were in North America, we were in UK, in Europe, a bit in Australia. But just in the last 6 months, we've opened up infrastructure in India, one of the fastest growing markets for displays. We have large infrastructure now supporting Southeast Asia, and frankly, increasing rapidly our footprint in the Americas and Europe as well. So we truly are a global company, with AUO Display Plus behind us. And I think it's going to lead to just great times ahead for all of us.
That's awesome. So you kind of touched on this a little bit as well with everything that you did at Infocom, but with the acquisition in mind, how is your product roadmap gonna evolve, or will it? Are there specific new technologies or solutions that we're gonna expect to see soon?
Yes, yes, and yes. So
Awesome. Yes, answer the question.
My head of products is actually just in my office about an hour ago, and he was talking to one of my heads of Europe that said, okay, we have enough products now. We went from, if you think of the first 8 years of Avacore up until about a year ago, we were very focused on interactive display technology, both hardware and software. Just in the last 6 months, with work that's been going on for over a year and a half, we introduced new digital signage products. We introduced new prosumer displays, so non-touch. We actually introduced new direct view LED for the first time, in addition to new smart space solutions, which is kind of a culmination of software platforms that we've been developing to go along with each of those product categories. So we've almost overnight transformed our product roadmaps to be a much broader set of segments that we can now support, which again, for my channel partners and our end users is a value, as they've told us, because they would like to have one brand, whether it's the hero display in the lobby or in the auditorium with a large format LED, or the digital signage throughout the manufacturing facility or classroom, or the integrated flat panel display for interactive needs. So now we can at least offer our customers one brand with all of the different display segments that might be necessary to support their classroom or their conference room in the future.
Very cool. And how will the integration with AUO Display Plus influence your approach to like R&D? So will this mean a shift in solutions you focus on too?
It already has shown obviously an influence on the breadth of platforms that we were able to offer. But what I'm most excited about is I talked about that value chain. When you are literally developing with millions and millions of dollars, the LCD technology, and by the way, billions with a B worth of LCD fabs that build the technology. And then you also can develop the entire product solution with the electronics and the software and the optics and audio that goes with it. And you have that brand. You've now taken the 3 development cycles in the value chain, and you've now consolidated into one company, theoretically, that is talking to the channel partners and end users. And we've all known in this display industry, it's about speed and innovation and cost. You know, if you can hit those 3 trifecta all at once, it's a winning formula. And so
that's the perfect product. Yeah.
It is. And so I do think because we have access to end user and consumer insight and channel feedback, we can feed that back into that value chain at the solution level and the component level. And our time to market increases. And I'll state it again, I think our chances of hitting the right innovation and differentiation points goes up exponentially. And that's what we're most excited about. It's that speed, it's that innovation, or I call timed innovation. And frankly, all of it drives lower cost as well out of the product.
Very cool. So kind of a forward-thinking last question for you. So looking ahead, what are your top priorities for Avacore when maintaining such a competitive edge in the evolving AV landscape? Because, you know, AV is changing every day.
So quickly. And the key word is change. You know, we have to evolve or die. I've been in this industry for 30 years. I was here when we put a PC viewer on an overhead projector. In fact, I'll have a little fun. Guess what this is, all you old AV people? That's actually a PC viewer from a little company called InFocus from over 30 years ago that started, believe it or not, the display industry. So again, have a little fun there with some of my colleagues around the world. But the answer to your question is the fact that we can innovate so rapidly now. You think about my priorities. It's first listening to our customers, our dealers, distributors, and most importantly, those end users of what are the value and differentiation technology that they're looking for to make their communication more effective. And then making sure we can feed that back into our organization and respond faster than our competition. And that's when I think of the priorities for me, it's to continue the innovation at even a faster rate, to improve profitability for our partners and drive cost out for our end users, and make sure that we're a brand that's recognized and rewarded and supported across the different ecosystems that we work with. So I think we've got, obviously a competitive road ahead, but I think we're really well positioned to be a very big force in this communication and collaborative category for many years to come.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome. Congratulations. It sounds like this acquisition is going to be really big and already has been awesome for you guys. So I'm excited to see what comes from it. Actual last question I have for you, Scott, is where can people find more information about Avacore?
Yeah, like the saying goes, www.avacore.com. So first come to the website, well, any of our social locations. And I have to give a big shout out to all of our distributors and dealer and reseller partners out there. They too are a great resource to find out more about Avacore.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. Appreciate you for coming on rAVe TV.
Thanks, Steph. And behind the scenes, Carrie, for taking care of the AV needs on the call here. Thanks, everyone.
Excellent interview, Steph. Congratulations. Scott's a good guy. Also a big Carolina basketball fan. Years ago, I sent him a signed basketball from Dean Smith.
Wait, we didn't even talk about that. I didn't know
he's a big Carolina basketball fan.
He did ask me if I was a former Carolina student. He was like, "Were you one of Gary's students?" And I was like, "Yeah, I actually was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Not anytime recently. Don't get it twisted, but but I
Like
was long ago. Yeah.
Hey, Legrand has brought the Luxel brand to the Pro AV industry, and they have a webinar next week on October 4th at 11 a.m. And they want you to go. They want you to attend.
Yep.
Yeah, I think, look, the fact of the matter is AV over IP is growing rapidly, and network switches are going to be a big part of that. And Legrand is in our industry, and they're from our industry, and they only reside in our industry. So why not check out what they have?
Yep.
And,
So just
go
a
ahead and
reminder,
register for that.
that webinar is again Friday, October 4th, 11 a.m. Eastern. So if you want to scan that QR code, we'll throw that up, and then you guys can go scan that, register, and go ahead and join that. So yeah, thanks to Legrand for all their support as well.
Yeah, and on our website, Megan Dutta has an article, Show Us Your Scariest AV Installs.
Yes.
In preparation for Halloween and other things. We want you to, if you see really crappy AV installs, and we don't want to have to just pull them off the Facebook page. They have a terrible AV installs Facebook page.
I
We don't
love
want to
that
blow up
Facebook
that.
group.
It's funny. Most of it's consumer stuff, but we want to see the professional stuff too. If you see projectors mounted with Velcro and you see things hung incorrectly, or maybe even violating all sorts of OSHA regulations and laws, all you got to do is go to this website, go to ravepubs.com and look at that link, or scan that QR code. We have a link for you to share your terrible install photos, and we're going to celebrate them.
Yeah,
and
celebrate them. They don't have to be your installs either.
No,
they
no,
can just be
they don't.
ones that you have seen in the wild.
Listen, if
ones
you're an
that
AV and you've seen crappy installs, you take a picture.
You take a picture of it. Send
you
it to
joke
us. We like
Yep.
it. Or if you have to go in and fix one that is really bad, send us that too. So we like it. It's going to be fun. It's going to be spooky, a little bit bone chilling even. And we're excited to put all of them into an article so we can all laugh together. So yeah. Continuing on, Kramer actually had big news. I think it was like last week. So Kramer Americas announced big pricing reductions across its portfolio. So this is basically all because of the stabilized supply chain. They have improved their operational efficiency, logistics. So they have substantially reduced the operational costs, and they're going to pass that down so that the customers can also save on solutions such as it's Microsoft certified systems. The how do you pronounce this? Is it T-Bus line? Is that how you say it, or TBUS? T-Bus line.
T-Bus.
Some of these words, I'm like, I read these, but I never say them. So the reductions are up to 30% across the portfolio. So that is actually quite a significant amount of savings on signal management, cables, audio control, AV over IP. So yeah, that's really awesome. I'm really happy to see that they did that. And I think that is awesome.
When you said that you see these things but never say them,
yeah,
that reminded me of this famous interview back in 1978, where they were interviewing Harrison Ford and Mark Hamill, Luke Skywalker and Han Solo, about about what it was like shooting stars, because such a huge sci-fi. And they were like, when we read the script, we were like, nobody talks like this. So how are we supposed to say these lines? And then they would challenge George Lucas on the set, like, George, you say these lines and tell us how we're supposed to say these lines because they don't make any sense to us.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know. He even repeated one of the lines, something about a power converter, and
Yes,
he was
it's like certain
nobody
things.
says these lines like this. So
Certain
anyway,
things you read and you say them a certain way in your head. And then when you go to say them live, you're like, wait, I've never checked if this is the right way to say this. Have I been saying it in my head? When I found out how chassis was pronounced, it like ruined my day.
So you thought it was chassis?
Yeah. Why not? Why wouldn't it be?
Okay. Alan and Heath is partnered with JetBuilt to finally put all their product lines inside of JetBuilt, and they're a big brand, so that's going to boost JetBuilt. And we have a really cool install on our website that Leah Professional did at the planetarium in Hawaii and Canada both. Planetariums are really cool. I don't know if you haven't been to a planet. We actually have.
We have a great one
in Chapel Hill, North Carolina, at the university here. We have a planetarium, and our planetarium, I have to say, I got to give a shout out, is very famous in the world of planetariums, and I'll tell you why. The Apollo astronauts in the Apollo program all learned how to navigate to the stars, right? Because in case they lost power, navigate, and they lost connection, I should say, to the Houston base. They all learned how to navigate by the stars at the Moorhead Planetarium in Chapel Hill.
cool.
And they actually, not just some, all of the Apollo astronauts during the Apollo program lived here in two houses in Glen Lenox. And those two houses are the only two being saved as they rebuild the Glen Lenox area where our office is, because it's sort of like a museum piece, right? All of the Apollo astronauts stayed there for 3 months at a time as they learned how to navigate by the stars. So planetariums are really cool, and a big shout out to Leah Professional for that case study. We love featuring case studies, and a couple of quick events we want to promote. How to get into esports is a two-parter. How to get into esports on October 1st at 2 p.m. and October 3rd at 2 p.m. I'm going to be leading that session. Extron's a sponsor of that. They're a big part of the esports market, and both qualify for one CTS, RU, D, and D.
So part one is CTS and CTSD. Part two is all three. CTS, CTSD, CTSI. So
I don't know why both parts didn't get both, but okay. And then we have Launch Week 10 coming up, which we've been talking about. Register for that. Get 2.5 CTS RUs per day. It's going to be a 4-day event. And we're promoting each day differently, it looks like. With that graphic, we're promoting EdTech Day.
EdTech Day. So on EdTech Day, we always have like a few different sessions per day, but like one big session. And the big session on this day is about enhancing learning environments with AV over IP, how AV over IP is enhancing education, how it's addressing privacy concerns, technical considerations, scalability, et cetera, et cetera. So that's going to be like the big round table for that day. So we hope you guys join if you're interested in that. And we hope you guys join all the days because they're all going to be really fun. So make sure to come. And if you need, a third of the CTSRUs, you need to just renew your certification. Come, you can earn them in 4 days. So yeah.
There you go. All right.
It's
been a long episode.
Yeah.
But it's been a great episode.
Exactly.
Worldwide debut of Shure Cloud happened today on rAVe TV. And Steph, I want to thank you for all that you do. And Carrie, both want to thank you for producing all this in the back end and making this all look good and sound good. And we want to thank y'all for watching us. We come to you every Wednesday live at ravepups.com, on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, and all that kind of stuff. So join us every Wednesday. We will restream this at noon for those of you who are still sleeping in California. I hope you're enjoying this episode. This is not live if you're watching it at noon 30. But everyone, have a great day.
Yeah. Bye, everyone.
It's the weekly show about Pro AV with the hottest news in the AV industry. It's rAVe TV. Give it up for Steph and Gary. Steph and Gary.